Hello, preparedness people. My name is Cynthia and welcome to the Bigs Prep. If it's your first time here, I am going to show you what's behind this door. I just watched a video by Mama Bear Prepping. I love her channel. I love listening to her. She has so much insight into prepping, and I've been prepping for a long time, but I took notes. Legit, I took notes on her latest video about the Great Depression and foods and what you might need to do in your prepper pantry. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Her list, or some of it, and this is my prepper pantry. Let's see if we can identify what she put versus what I have. First thing she said was potatoes. I have these canned potatoes down here. Up here, I have dehydrated potatoes, potato buds, and there's some potatoes back there as well, like for mashed potatoes. And then I have some home fried potatoes here, hash brownie type potatoes, and more hash brown potatoes in the back. So I want to say that I have potatoes covered, and I usually buy a 10-pound bag of potatoes every month for Mr. Biggs and myself to use fresh. Next up, rice. Just bought this big bag of rice last month and I need to put it up. I haven't done it yet. I have this container full of white rice. I don't have any brown rice right now. That's something that I need to work on. Container is filled with yellow rice. In there. And then that container down there is actually full of rice, like actual rice. And I just got this not very long ago, this royal blend of rice, because I love wild rice and I mix it with brown rice. It's so good. This bucket down here is also filled with white rice, like a long-term storage white rice. Next up is beans. This is kind of my beans section of my pantry. I have kidney beans, I've got baked beans, and I have black beans down here. I have some white northern beans way up there. And right here I have 3 bags of beans. We don't eat beans that often, so we have some beans. I try to keep beans in our diet, even though we don't eat them that often, because I know that we will need to. Next up, pasta. This is full of gluten-free pasta. This is full of gluten-free pasta. And I have some gluten-free pasta up here. Not a lot. Here we go. Being gluten-free is its own set of challenges, especially when you're prepping. Soups. I can a lot of my own soups. This is oxtail soup. This is turkey broth. Venison soup right here. Like a really nice venison soup. This is cabbage rolls, beef stew. This is turkey soup here. Oh, sausage and kale soup. So I have quite a bit of soups. We really like soup. Here's some neck bones for neck bones and green beans. I lost my paper. Canned veggies. This is my canned veggies. So I think I've got that pretty much covered. We eat a lot of vegetables, a lot, like a super lot. Canned tomatoes, canned green beans, peas. I don't home can my own vegetables because I can get cans of vegetables really cheap and I don't have to waste my jars on vegetables because vegetables take up a lot of room. I will can them, like I canned this asparagus and I canned some greens, but I don't usually. Meat. This is my meat section of my pantry. I've got beef on this shelf, pork, that's turkey, all that is turkey. Chicken up here. I'm low on chicken. I definitely need to step up my chicken game. I use that a lot to make my dog's food, her little food. Beef. And then venison over here. That's 2020 and 2021 deer. This is my roadkill deer. If you haven't seen that video yet, I'll link it in the eye in the sky. In the sky, I'll link it. Like taco meat, chili, There's some hamburger over here. I use that to make dog food as well. There's that. Peanut butter and jelly. Nut butters. I am allergic to peanuts, but Mr. Biggs is not. So he has his peanut butter. I have some nut butters and jelly. I've canned a lot of my own jelly in the past. I have some grape jelly. So we've got plenty of jelly. And there's just the two of us, so that's good. Nuts and granola. I have nuts here, some. I also have nuts in my freezer. Quite a bit, actually, but I probably should look at maybe getting some more soon. Yeah. Combo cans, like beef stew, chili. We kind of already went over that. There's the beef stew, cabbage rolls. We've got chili, taco meat. So kind of stuff that you can just grab, go, and heat up on the fly really quickly. Baked beans with meat. Got those. These all have like a bacon, porky type quality thing in them. We really like this kind. It's from Aldi. And they're not expensive. Okay, she said packets of seasonings. Those have gluten in them. Most of them have gluten in them. Like for real. So I have, let me get up here. This is my seasoning shelf. I've got a lot of different seasonings, and we grow almost all of our own herbs. So we've got seasonings, a lot of different things, and I usually make my own spice blends and things like that. These are just the seasonings that are in my actual pantry. I have a working spice drawer cabinet in the kitchen. Oatmeal. We don't eat oatmeal, but I probably should order some gluten-free oats. Pancake mix and syrup. Syrup is back here, way back here. Real maple syrup. I think there's 8 of them back there somewhere. There's a bunch. There's only 6 syrups back here. I definitely need to put 2 more in my Amazon cart and order that because I like to keep 8. Gluten-free pancake mix here. That's where we keep it. Juice and drink packs. One thing I did not hear her say is coffee, which Mr. Biggs is not going without his coffee. And I've got a little bit of decaf back there for me. I only drink decaf maybe once or twice a week. I really love it, but I can't have any caffeine at all, so it makes me jittery. If even decaf makes me jittery. And then drink pack mixes. We've got Swiss Miss. We've got some tea down there. We've got some more hot chocolate. Up here's all my herbal teas. I use herbal tea sometimes as medicine and then I drink it, but no caffeine. We've got all the protein powders. I need to put an order in for protein powder. Yes, yes, yes. They don't even make this protein powder anymore. I love it so much. It's my favorite kind, and I think the company might have gone out of business. It's terrible. This is beef-based, raw cacao, and then chicken-based protein. And we do not do whey protein because we're not supposed to eat dairy, but I do anyway. Cheese. Y'all, I love cheese. Not supposed to have cheese, but this is my little cheese section. So we've got some Alfredo sauces, some Parmesan cheese, which I need to get another one of those. A Velveeta, need to get another one of those. Cheese in a can, and I have no cheese in a jar. When she was talking about cheese, I realized I have cheese in my freezer, but I don't have any cheese on the shelf. I have some cheese, but not a lot of cheese. I have cheese in the freezer. Up. Meat in the freezer. And then I put blackouts. So I am weak here. I have so much meat in my freezer. I'm not even kidding. There's so much in there that I could never can it all by the time it went bad if we had a true blackout. Weak in that area, need to work on that. Baking, flour, sugar, sourdough starter. I need to research and see if I can make sourdough starter out of gluten-free flour. I never really thought about it before, but we don't eat bread that often. Literally, we don't. There's over 100 pounds of sugar in this container right here. Way over 100 pounds. Way over. And then I've got powdered sugar, brown sugar. I've got all kinds of sugar in there, like crazy amounts of sugar. I'm not going to pull it out because it's super heavy. Over here, gluten-free flour. I love this flour, cup for cup, gluten-free flour. I do have some regular flour here. That's sugar. I need to order a couple more bags of flour for sure. And then I've got some little baking mixes up here, like brownies and some little yellow cake mix. Way up here at the top is baking stuff. I've got molasses and cornstarch and baking soda and baking powder and Mexican vanilla. I've got 1,000 cupcake wrappers, a big supply of baking cocoa. So anything you want, that's what I got. I got some other vanilla up here. I got a whole bunch of stuff. So here's what I'm gonna do if the poo happens to hit the fan. I'm going to immediately plant all of my garlic, all of it. I'm gonna plant every bulb that I have in the house, immediately plant in the garden. 3 cloves of garlic right here. So I would immediately just pop those right into the ground. Okay, honey, there's the honey. The little honey stash back there. And I have more in the cabinet. And I have a gallon of honey right there. That's a gallon of honey. And then cooking oil. I've got oil. I could probably use some more. They actually stopped. I haven't seen one of these in a year. A sunflower oil in a gallon like that. I haven't seen it in a year. Then you can get these little guys. When you can find the smaller ones, you can get them, but it's crazy. Sunflower oil is our oil of choice. Got a vegetable oil down there. Oh, onions. We're just going to plant everything that we have. The minute the poop hits the fan, we're planting. Usually have this basket full of onions. It's usually, I make sure it stays full. Condiments. Is my condiment shelf. I've got some rice wine vinegar, apple cider vinegar, all the condiments that we love and that we want to have. We make a lot of our own salad dressings too, but I love condiments. That Olive Garden salad dressing and ketchup. You can see a couple of holes because I've been on a no spend November and we've been trying to rotate some stuff out of our pantry. But we have lots of condiments. I love condiments. Milk, butter. And then I wrote grid down because I have lots of butter in the freezer, like lots. But if the grid went down, I wouldn't have that. Milk. I've got almond milk here. I've got evaporated milk. I've got some powdered milk in the back. I have 1 can. No, 3. 3 cans of sweetened condensed milk. 3 cans of sweetened condensed milk. Box milk. So we've got milk. We've got some milk. I'd like to get more shelf-stable almond milk. Yeah, that's on my list. I have this powdered cheese, Honeyville, and I have powdered butter back here. So that's some freeze-dried corn. But I have butter. I have 1 butter, 1 sour cream, and 1 cheese. Probably wouldn't last forever, but Mr. Big's got this. It has gluten in it. He doesn't have to be as careful with gluten, but I do. And then we've got some dehydrated vegetables back here too, if we want to put that in the vegetable category. Just a few, not a lot. Now Ogson Farms is closed. They'll be back open though. Eggs. We have hens. So, I mean, I can cook eggless or, you know, we'll just go without them. There's ways around cooking without eggs. And I've got tomatoes and pasta sauce and salsa and all the things. I've got some canned pie fillings and some pumpkin. I really want to get some more pumpkin. I like pumpkin. It's super good for dogs too. And then this is my fruit section, applesauce and oranges and pineapple. So then she started talking about skills like gardening. Well, I love gardening. We have a big garden going already, and we're always looking to learn new things for gardening. So if you're not gardening now, even if it's just a container garden of herbs in your kitchen, start now. Canning, obviously I got that on lockdown. I've been canning since I was able to reach the stove, probably about 10, 12 years old. cooking from scratch. It's so hard if you've never made a pot of beans from beans, how will you know how to make them? If you've never made rice that wasn't from a rice mix, how will you know how to make it? So start today and go ahead and just try it. Try it on your stove, no pressure. If it turns out terrible, put it in the garbage and try again. Then I wrote down ration and portion. Most American people, myself included, do not know what a portion size is, especially when it comes to what's up here. These gluten-free Oreos right here. Ooh, gluten-free Oreos. Who knows what a serving size of Oreos is? I think it's like 2. She's talking about being prepared to ration and portion things out. So, if you have kids or if you have a husband like me, you don't want to go eat all the Oreos in the first day. You want to make sure that you're spreading that stuff out, the good stuff, so that, you can have some enjoyment later on. Dehydrate. A dehydrator, I got mine for $20 at Walmart a super long time ago, but I think they're like $40 now. You can literally take frozen vegetables from Walmart, dehydrate them, and put them in an old mayonnaise jar with a canning lid on it, and put an oxygen absorber in there, and bam, you have shelf-stable food. Shop smart now. That's a big one. If it's on sale and you have extra funds, that's an investment. And rotate. The whole purpose on my other channel, Our Big's Adventure, I did a no spend November with a pantry challenge, and the whole purpose of that pantry challenge was to rotate my preps. Anything that was hanging out that I needed to use up. Perfect example, this turkey, canned in 2018. I don't like to let my meat sit in the jar more than 4 years, so I want to use up all the meat that I canned in 2018. That was part of the challenge, and I'm getting pretty close. Another thing she said was plan for some meatless meals. That is super smart. Rice and beans, meals that do not contain meat, that's a great thing to start rotating into your meal plan now and get your family used to it. Hope you got something out of the video. Thanks for staying until the end, and hope you like my prepper pantry. I'm sure I'll do more videos in here coming up. And remember, I'd rather be a year early than a day late.